For the third part of our lesson today, we are going to be learning about subject and verb agreement. So this is the way that the subject, who or what the sentence is about, sounds next to the verb or the predicate, what's happening in the sentence. So before we begin with some of the sentences and the posters that we're going to have, I wanted to watch this Brain Pop video to get you guys thinking about what subject and verb agreement means.
A girl walks through the forest. She falls down a hole. She lands in a strange room. Cupcakes and a key sits on top of a table. I think there's a mistake in my sentence. Should be cupcakes and a key sit on top of a table. What are subjects and verbs? The subject is the person, place, thing, or idea that a sentence or piece of writing is about. The girl finds a tiny door. In this sentence, the subject is the girl. The sentence explains what the girl does. Subjects can be singular and name one thing, or they can be plural and name more than one thing. The cupcakes look delicious. In this sentence, the subject is the cupcakes. The subject is plural. A verb is a word that describes an action. The girl eats a cupcake. In this sentence, the verb is eats. It describes what the girl does. As you write, pay special attention to singular or plural subjects and verbs. How do you make the subject and verb agree? You use a singular subject with a singular verb. She shrinks. In this sentence, the subject is she. It's singular and names one person. The verb is shrinks, which is a singular verb. When a subject is singular, you usually add an S or ES to the end of the verb to make it singular. A mysterious cat watches the girl. The subject in this sentence is singular. So the verb should be singular too. Sometimes if a verb ends in Y, you use IES to make it singular. The girl tries to talk to the cat. When the subject is I or you, do not add an S or ES. For plural subjects, you use plural verbs. People invite the girl to a tea party. The subject in this sentence is plural. To form plural verbs, you usually do not add an S or ES to the end. They make a lot of noise. The subject they is plural, so it gets a plural verb. Always make sure that the subject and verb agree. Doesn't make any sense to say, cups flies through the air. Cups fly through the air. You can read the sentences out loud to make sure they sound right. The girl and the queen plays a game. That doesn't sound right. I know that the subject is plural, so the verb should be plural. I should remove the S. The girl and the queen play a game. When you write, proofread and check over your work carefully. Hey, Check it out, Moby. Uh-oh.
Okay, so after looking at the video, we're going to talk about subject and verb agreement and explain it a little bit in words so that you can see some examples. So, a verb that tells about an action that is happening now is a present tense verb. Verbs in the present tense have two forms. The correct form to use depends on the subject of the sentence. We add s to the verb when the noun is singular. Unless the subject is the pronoun I. Do not add an s when the verb when the noun is the subject. The noun in the subject is plural. So when I look at the examples below, I see a man, which is a singular noun. It's one person, walks up a hill. We have to have a singular verb, so we have to add the s. Two men walk up a hill. Two men is of the plural noun. It's more than one. And so we don't add an s to the verb walk. Two men walk up a hill. You are going to be answering some questions about which tense or which verb to use in the sentence, and you will be answering it in your Cami. So I want to model a couple with you so that you're able to do this on your own and go through the thinking. The climbers, okay, so climbers is the subject, and that means more than one, some climbers, so more than one, so it's plural, which means I have to add a plural verb. And plural verbs do not have the s added to it. So I'm going to say pick. The some climbers pick flowers along the path. So I'm going to say singular. We're going to add s, or we might add es. Plural, we are not going to add anything. So I'm just going to say nothing. All right, let's look at number 2. The friends. Okay, so I'm looking at that subject. The subject is friends. And there's an s, so that means many friends. So it is plural. And because I know it's plural, I'm not going to add anything to my verb. My verb is gather. So I read the sentence. The friends gather rocks near the beach. All right, number 3. Rosa is the subject. That is just one person, so it is singular. It is only one person, so it's singular. Because it's singular, I know that I'm going to add s or es to my verb, and my verb is place. So Rosa places her backpack on her desk. Number 4, Keisha and Leo. That's the subject. That's who it's about. And it is 2 people, so that means it is plural. And I don't add anything to a plural verb. So I'm going to say Keisha and Leo wave to the people marching in the parade. Number 5, summer break. Summer break is my subject, and it is just talking about one summer break, so it is singular. And because I know that it's singular, I have to add an s to my verb. So I'm going to say summer break seems far away. Your assignment is going to look like this, and you're going to have multiple things to do in this, and you're going to need to do all of the parts. So the directions say, underline the correct present tense verb in the parentheses. Then write each sentence correctly. So you are underlining the correct verb, and you are writing the sentence. Please do not try to write it with your mouse. Use the typing tool to type the sentence correctly. Remember that sentences need capital letters and punctuation. Go through your steps of finding the subject, deciding if it is plural or singular, and then picking the correct verb.